You're stuck in the matrix. And yes, you might care about your health, but you're living in this fourth dimensional state. And the reason you're living, and I can say this without a shadow of a doubt, is because you're only focused on exercise and food, and you're obsessed with your health, only focused on these two factors. Supplements, peptides, foods. Yes, they contain electrons. They change the charge in your body. They can lead to illness. But the reality is they are superfluous. They're inconsequential. They don't matter as much as you put emphasis on them. Remember how I said the mind is the number one factor? The number one factor. Disease in the mind leads to disease in the body. It changes the way the energy flows through your body. It changes the cell's potentiation through the scalar waves that are changing the magnetic charge of the cell membrane, allowing gradients to have particles of food or energy or matter move in and out. That vibrational frequency that's creating your reality. So it's your thoughts and views of the world that are actually leading you to chronic illness and disease. Life is happening for you, not to you. As I say, all the freaking time. But you've decided to stay in the matrix of only what you can hear, see, and feel. While those are just lessons and not prison sentences. That's it. It's just a lesson. It is not a prison sentence. Change the thought. Learn the lesson the divine is giving to you. Even if you think you're going to be ousted of society, you're going to be put in jail for your views. Even if you're right, stand by it. Live in your heart. Stand directly in your views. Be open-minded to change because you might be wrong. But when you know it in your heart and you have the data points to back it up, like E equals MC squared, energy equals mass, light squared. You're a light being, manifest in the physical matter. And your thoughts and beliefs are the things that are keeping you stuck in the hamster wheel of misery, of depression, of anger, of sadness, not able to forgive others. You don't realize you can transcend through that. That when others do you wrong, all it takes is for you to learn the lesson and everything will be provided for you, just like it was for Job. In the Bible, when it was taken away, it was a test of his faith. But read the Bible. Read that book. Read the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, the teachings of Jesus. He was the ascended master that was teaching you how to save your soul. I'm doing no different. I'm here to save your soul. I'm changing your thoughts and views on the subconscious level, breaking the loop of the patterns that are creating the pain and suffering in your life. Helping you wake up to the fact of the 30 million trilovolts of electricity that are coursing through your body and veins. I got the science to even back it up. I can prove it with physics. Jesus had the lessons he knew. You don't need the physics and the mathematics and the tech to know it. He knew it in his heart. I had to read books and then reconnect with my intuition and put the pieces together, and the science made me a believer. You can't not believe in God. You can't harm others once you understand this. And you will get to, as you move on your path, you will do the same. You will light the torch and pass it on. And that's how we change the world. That's exactly how we change the world. Because a courageous man wants to change the world, but a wise man starts with himself. You can't force someone to change. They have their own internal guidance system guiding them. And sometimes they're gone. The soul is gone. It is just a sheet over the eyes, and there's nothing you can do about it. They're just paralyzed to taking any action, living in fear, when the Bible told them 365 times, do not be afraid. David and Goliath, Daniel in the lion's den. Everything. King Solomon was granted a wish from God. And what he wanted was knowledge. And that knowledge was what made him so powerful, because he knew the right actions to take. But the interesting thing is, all you must do is ask, and it is done. But you have to know. Believing is not enough. You must know. That's the charge. There's no room for ambiguity. Zero room for questioning your intention. Because being unsure makes other people unsure around you. Being unsure, the universe is unsure. You have to be definitive in the things that you want on a conscious and subconscious level. Both. There is zero wavering. I know I'm a light being. I know I'm pure love. I know I do good in the world. I know I make a difference. I know I matter. Even when people reject you, even when society is doubting you, you don't waver. You're the metal element in Chinese medicine. That's exactly what you are. You are the metal element. You stand there. You stand here like a steel building, and you don't waver. Because what happens when you get weak? Your structure gets weak, and then that metal turns into water. But when you resist it, the metal doesn't turn into water, so you don't feed your bladder. Large intestine, Chinese medicine, has to feed the bladder. If you don't move in that Shen pathway of Chinese medicine, you know what's going to happen? Bladder cancer, enuresis, nocturesis, kidney infections. All these things are symptoms of a bigger reason through your thoughts and beliefs. Every single thought is a manifestation changing the plasma light in the environment, forming matter, making it feel real. Because we feel real pain, and it keeps you stuck here in the matrix. You do not ascend until you transcend and know who the fuck you are with intention. Life has to be intentional. You can't live life on death mode, just coasting. It doesn't work that way. Because you're going to keep repeating the lessons in karmic cycles, and in tarot they call that tower moments. You will repeat them incessantly, over and over and over, with painful relationships, with health struggles, pain in your body, poverty, hardships. All of them will continue on autopilot until you open your heart and receive the light codes from Genesis. Let there be light course through your body without judgment. It's the resistance, right? It's the resistance, and the Merkaba is controlling. The Merkaba at the base, your sacrum, is controlling where that energy goes. It's like a pinball machine. It's like, it's different places, right? My favorite pinball machine is actually Star Wars. But so it's like pinball. The energy is dynamic, changing with your thoughts and beliefs. It's like music, right? So you listen to trance music. Trance music is like your heart. It's got a beat, right? And it shifts and it moves and it changes. The beats speed up, they slow down. And it's engaging, and it transforms your mood. But you never had to let it. Why do you need something outside of you to change your state? You don't. You change the state, remember? It's superfluous. None of this stuff matters. It doesn't impact you. You're the metal element in Chinese medicine. You're like the steel building. It doesn't sway. It knows exactly who it is, letting life flow through it. And then you become the enlightened master. You become the Buddha. You become the Christ. And then you allow others to do that. And through that, that's where peace comes from. World peace happens through inner peace. Do not concern yourself with others' journey. Do not covet your neighbor's things, right? 10 Commandments. Now, my personal belief is with the 10 Commandments, I don't think Moses was divinely inspired by God. Guess what? You are. He went up there, channeled it. You can channel too. You can do the same thing. What did Jesus say? You will all go on to do greater works than I to the disciples. That's exactly what he said. That means it's in you. You are the frequency generator that changes your life with purpose and action through intention. It's simple, but all you have to do is find the information. Don't take my word for it. I'm just a crazy metaphysician. But I put the pieces together and I know it. I don't believe it. I know it. Nobody can fucking tell me it's not true. Not one person can ever deceive it from me. Because I realize most people are walking around unprogrammed, not able to put the pieces together. They're not even conscious enough to read a book. They have to go on TV or watch TV. They have to take drugs. They have to have promiscuous sex to fulfill needs and wants without intention. They're shoving toxic fast food down their throats. They're emotional eating. They're weak. It doesn't have to be you. You're a light being. 30 million trivolts of electricity. You have control over those thoughts and beliefs in the world around you. Your scalar waves change the matter with everything around you. Don't be deceived by everything you can hear, see, and feel. I mean, this place in Vegas is amazing. The architecture, the engineering, the dynamics of the people who are stuck in the matrix, keeping stuck here because of the blue light and the excessive EMF. It's all designed to keep you stuck. So that the elites with DNA, most likely related to the Anunnaki and the Nephilim, they have the secrets. They can profit off of you, keeping you stuck in the same state that they are in, without love, void of love in their heart. And they will have their own karma, but understand that the evil has to exist. It must exist. Because without it, you would never be able to open your heart. Without light, or without darkness, you would not appreciate light. Without a narcissistic relationship, you wouldn't appreciate love. Without cold, you wouldn't appreciate warmth. Without poverty and financial struggles, you wouldn't appreciate wealth. You wouldn't respect it. You would lose it all. In time, life is always teaching you. Every experience contains a lesson in it. So, what I want you to do is pay attention to what's going on. I just want you to go outside. Receive the light codes. What feels good to you in your heart? Not through your ego, but what makes your heart settle and feel at peace? Because that's where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing. And when you're struggling and you can't seem to get out of it, you don't know what the frequency is, feel the experience you want to feel. Creating the experience you want to have. So feel it before it's even happened. Allow the magnetism, changing the plasma of light to form a different matter around you so you can have a different experience. That's all it takes. But you have to know it. Knowing is stronger than believing. Even the spiritual people are using crystals and frequency generators. They're superfluous too. Not just the other nonsense that people regurgitate, living in the fourth dimension, only thinking it's food and exercise. While they're important, it's down the list. As I've said before, remember, your mind is number one. Number two is light electromagnetic fields. Number three is your posture. Number four is movement and exercise. And number five is the food. And the mind gets you out of the derp state. Yes, it all changes the flow of electrons through your mitochondria that, when it's restricted, lead to reductive stress and oxidative damage that lead to chronic illness and disease because you resisted the flow of life and the meridians didn't let the electrons move. The Merkaba was resisting the flow, feeding those meridians, and now the universe is explaining to you. It's the love language of the universe. It's teaching you to open your heart. So say thank you. Thank you, cancer. Thank you, heart disease. Thank you, dementia. Thank you, crook who stole my car. Thank you, business partner who stole from me. I have a bad belief system about money. I'm greedy too. See, he who casts the first stone, remember that from the Bible? That he who has done no wrong casts the first stone, and you can't. Not saying that you're a thief and you've stolen from others and deceived others, but there are things that you've done, and maybe not in this life, but in past life. You're receiving the karma, so you must change those belief systems. They're in your DNA. That's what I change. It's the things that you can't find on an unconscious level, so that you can receive the money, love, and health and live in the ego structures that you desire. But it's through the ego that you actually find the meaning of life. Because eventually, once you get the thing that you achieved through ego, you're still looking for answers. You're still unhappy. Happiness comes from being authentic, living through your heart, connected with God. That's what you're missing. So, take action. And if you're struggling, I'm there for you. We can find out what those belief systems are. Take radical responsibility for your life, realizing you are the creator, not through force, but just by being. I am, not it is.